Ralph, how's it going?
Good, how are you, Leo?
I'm doing well, and we are here today to play a game of White Castle. Have you heard of this game before?
Only from you. I've heard good things though.
It's a great game. It's come out a couple of years ago, and I'm really excited to teach you how to play, and then to do a playthrough with all of you at home. So, shall we get into it?
Yeah, I'm keen. I'm ready with my 9 actions.
How did you know? Spoiler alert.
Spoilers.
All right, so let's jump into the teach. The aim of the game is basically to send your people into this main board, which comprises of 3 different zones. And in doing so, you're going to be taking some actions, you're going to be getting some resources, and then you're going to be doing things that are going to get you victory points. And victory points, as in most Euro-style board games, is the way to win. So let's start by going through each of the 3 people that you're going to be sending out into the main board.
Perfect.
So we're going to start first of all with these guys. So these are your warriors. So your samurai warriors are going to be sent into the training grounds, which is this zone on the top right of the board. The second worker type is the gardener. So the gardener is going to be heading off into the gardens, which are these areas on the left-hand side of the board. So as you can see between each of these bridges, which is where the dice will go, you've got some of these cards where you'll be placing your gardeners. And then we've got our third worker type, which is the courtier. Now the courtier, who looks a little bit more plain than the other two, is actually heading into the main central part of the game board. And that part is the White Castle. So these guys will start by going into the gate, which is at the bottom. And once they enter through the gate, they'll then be able to ascend each level of the White Castle. So the White Castle has 3 levels for them to climb, which essentially kind of tracks your influence with the courtiers. The higher they are in the White Castle, the more influence they have, and therefore you're going to be getting more bonuses, more actions, and more points.
Okay.
Make sense so far?
Makes sense.
Excellent. All right, so how are you sending all of these wonderful people into the board to take some actions? That's where the dice come in. So we're going to be playing with 3 of each color dice. We have orange, we have black, and we have white. And you'll see that on the main board, there are these little square tokens, which have those corresponding colors of dice. And so first of all, we're going to start by rolling. So because we're 2 players, we're going to roll 3 dice. If you had 3 players, you roll 4. And if you had 4 players, you roll 5. So let's roll the white dice. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place them in ascending order on the corresponding bridge.
So that's a fantastic roll. 6, 5, 4. That's
I know.
pretty good. I don't even know what it means yet, but that's pretty impressive.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1 has to be your next roll.
But we're going to be sharing this dice.
Okay.
Right? So it's going to benefit both of us fairly equally. But yeah, so the lowest goes on the left-hand side of the bridge. The highest goes on the right. Everything else goes in the middle in ascending order. And that will become important in a moment. On your turn, you're going to be picking a dice from one of these 3 bridges, and you can only take from one of the extreme ends of the bridge.
Yep.
Okay, so you can't take from the middle. So for example, if you wanted to take a white dice, you could take the 6 from the right-hand side. So by taking the 6, you can then find a place on the main board to put that dice, and then you'll take the corresponding white die action. So let's say that you wanted to take this white die action here. You could place the dice on that 4. Now, what happens is you look at the difference between the dice that you're placing and what's on the board. Because your dice 6 is higher than the 4 on the board by 2, you're actually going to gain $2 from the bank by placing your dice there. Okay. So I will be able to then take $2 from the bank, and then I will be able to take the action, right? So because I've used a white dice, I can only take the white action. And this action here is showing the 3 resource types and the number 3, which means I can now take 3 resources and I can divvy them up across any of those 3 resource types. Okay. So that gives you an idea of how to take an action in this game. Now, if I had chosen a lower number, so let's say I'd taken the 3 and I wanted to place it on this 4 on the main board, because it's lower than what's on the board by 1, I would actually then have to pay $1 to the bank.
Oh, okay.
To take that action. Okay. So then I would be paying $1, which, yeah, ouch, it's not so good. Just to touch on the resources really quickly, there are 3 resource types in the game. We've got the food or the rice bowl. We've got the iron, which is represented by the anvil. And then we've got mother of pearl.
Okay.
The handy thing is that each of those resource types also corresponds to a worker in terms of their specialty. So if you want to place a gardener, you're typically going to have to spend food resource. If you want to send a warrior onto the board, you typically have to spend iron. And then if you want to send a courtier into the castle, you would have to spend mother of pearl. Let's say that you wanted to send a warrior to the training grounds. You are looking for this icon here. That action corresponds to sending a warrior to the training grounds.
Oh, okay.
So for example,
So this guy over here, for example.
exactly. So this is an action you can take here. So if I wanted to place a 6 on that action space, I could then choose to take either of the 2 actions on the side of it.
Would you still gain $1?
You would still gain $1. Yep. And you could then send a warrior out to the training grounds. If that action was already taken, no one else can then take that action again in a 2-player game. So your only other alternative would then be to send a dice to, I'd have to use an orange dice to trigger that orange space. Then I could take the warrior.
And do we ever clean up the board of dice?
Yes. Okay. So at the end of the round, there's going to be 3 rounds in the game.
Yep.
Each round corresponds to 3 turns. And so you'll have 9 turns in total in the game. At the end of each round, we're going to be cleaning up the dice from the board and rolling them again. So it kind of resets every round. Cool. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about the other actions that send people out onto the board. So we covered the warrior. We've also got down here this White Castle icon. That's how you send courtiers into the White Castle. So that's the second type of people sending action.
Always be deployed here.
Yeah, so what would happen is, let's say that you played that 6 in order to take this action.
Yep.
Okay. You would take your courtier and then you would place it on the gate, and that would cost you $2. Okay, so $2 that you would have to pay to send your courtier into the gate. Then, as a kind of second part to that action, you could spend 2 mother of pearl to then send a courtier up a level in the castle. You can use the same courtier, or if you already have someone in the castle, you can move them up a level.
Okay.
Okay. Alternatively, you could spend 5 mother of pearl and then send someone up 2 levels in the castle. So you've got a couple of options there. And obviously, like, being able to both send someone to the gate and move someone up 2 levels in the castle is the most efficient way that you could do things. So that's the courtier action. The third one, which you can see down here, is the gardener. So the gardener will, as I mentioned before, go into the gardening zone, and it will cost you food. And once you place the gardener, you will then gain usually a victory point reward. Okay. So for example, if I wanted to place the gardener on this space here, it would cost me 4 food, and then I would gain 7 victory points at the end of the game.
Oh, so the fan is a victory point.
Yes. So anytime you see a fan icon, that represents a victory point. If that fan is colored red, which you can see in this card here, then that is instant victory points.
Okay.
If the fan is colored like a gold, yellow color, that means you count that at the end of the game.
Sure thing.
The other thing to note with the gardener is, let's say that I paid 4 food to send a gardener here. At the end of the game, I would get my 7 victory points, right? And the gardener stays there, so you don't get your workers back.
Yep.
He's permanently stationed there. But the other thing that you'll see is next to the gardener, there's also this little kind of bonus thing here. These gardener bonuses get determined at the end of each round. So if you have a gardener on this card and there is at least 1 dice on the bridge above it, you'll be able to then optionally gain that reward. So in this example, the reward would be pay $3, but also trigger a White Castle action.
Perfect.
Which is pretty handy. So each of those cards has been randomly placed at the start of the game and gives you a different reward that you can trigger at the end of the round. So for our warrior spaces, as I mentioned, you've got to trigger them with that symbol action. You'd pay the requisite amount of iron, which is shown on the specific training ground that you want to send them to. And then once you place your warrior into that space, you would be able to trigger that reward shown on those cards above on the training ground.
Okay.
So if I was to place my warrior here, these 2 rewards would be 3 food. So you would instantly gain 3 food resource. And you could trigger any white action in the main castle. which is pretty handy. So a white action would be like this one here, for example.
You can get goods.
You can get some goods.
So he stays there. So does that trigger at the end of every round?
So no. So that happens instantly.
So it's just
reward.
the gardeners that do that side of things.
That's right.
Okay.
And then the other thing that the warriors do is they do get you victory points at the end of the game. And the way that they get you victory points is dependent on how many courtiers you have in the White Castle. So in this particular training ground here, it's showing that for each warrior you have, you get 2 victory points per courtier in the White Castle.
Perfect.
Okay, so if I had, let's just do a quick example.
And we can have multiples in there.
You can.
Yeah.
So the gardeners can only occupy 1 card each, but the warriors, you can have as many as you want. So let's say I had 2 warriors in that space, and at the end of the game, I had a couple of courtiers in random places in the castle. I would say, well, each of those warriors is worth 2 victory points, so I've got 4 victory points total, multiplied by the number of courtiers in the castle. So I would do 4 times 2, I would get 8 victory points at the end of the game.
Perfect.
Okay, and then finally, cover the courtiers. So the courtiers, as I mentioned, start at the gate. You use the White Castle action to send them to the gate and then move them up. Now, what happens when you move them up is that you initially get to choose which room the courtier will go into, right? And that's important because when you land inside a room, you get to take the card for yourself. So this card then comes into your personal domain.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that will become important for a few reasons. But the first useful thing that happens with that is that you can then instantly take one of these white background actions as a reward. Right? So for example, if I wanted to get more iron, I could send my courtier here, I could take the card, and then I could get 2 iron just by doing that.
Yeah.
And then I would replace that card with a new one. So that's a pretty nice bonus already. At the end of the game, if your courtier is in this specific room, you would get 3 victory points. And the higher you go up, the more victory points you get. So if my courtier was on level 2 of the castle, I would get 6 victory points. And at the top, you get 10 victory points. As you go up each level, you still collect the cards. So the first time your courtier goes into a room, you then get to take a card. If you get to the top, it's a little bit special. So you get to put your courtier on one of these 3 spaces on the top card here. As soon as you put the courtier there, you get to take what's called a lantern bonus, which I will explain in a bit. And then you get to take the reward that you've chosen. So that is the courtier.
So when you unveil a worker, you're actually uncovering some symbols.
Yes.
What does that mean?
All right. Yeah, let's get into that. So the alternative to taking an action on the main board is you can take an action on your personal domain. So there are 3 potential actions you can take. Okay. And they get increasingly more useful and stronger as you place more of the workers on that row. So let's say that I had placed 2 warriors somewhere on the board.
You place from the left hand side?
Yes, you place from left to right.
Yep.
And now I've uncovered more mother of pearl. So if I was to use a 6 and place it here, I would neither gain nor lose money because the numbers are the same. And I would instantly take 3 mother of pearl, which have been uncovered on my personal space. And I would also take the action at the bottom.
Okay, on the card.
That matches that row.
Yep.
So I'd get 2 iron as well. So it's pretty valuable, but it is expensive, right? Because
It needs to be a 6.
it needs to be a 6 or you're going to end up paying money.
And I've seen this like orange peel symbol here and there. What's that?
Right, so that's what's called a daimyo seal. So these orange flowery looking circles, I guess you can consider it another type of resource, which is called the daimyo seal. You'll probably start the game with a few of these, and they're pretty useful for a number of different things. So in this example, I would have to pay, because it's in red, the number, I would have to pay 1 daimyo seal to be able to use this action. And then there's other spaces that also require daimyo seals. And the other thing that they can do is if you run out of a specific resource, you can always trade in 2 daimyo seals to gain 1 resource of any type.
Oh, okay. So you get them fairly easily, these things?
Not necessarily easily, and obviously it depends on what actions are available on the main board.
Okay.
But the well action which I can explain shortly, is a way to always get a daimyo seal.
Perfect. And that looks like a bit of a money pit as well.
Yeah, exactly. So the well action is kind of like the auxiliary, I've got nothing else useful to do.
Yeah.
I might as well gain some resources.
Well, I may as well.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's got a little infinity symbol next to it because it means that any number of people can place a dice on it. So every other action is restricted to one dice occupying that space.
Yeah.
The well can have any number of dice, and because it's got a 1 on it, you'll always be gaining money unless you put a 1 dice on it, right? So if I was to put a 6 on that, I would not only gain $5, dollars, I would also get a daimyo seal, I would get a food and a mother of pearl resource.
Oh, perfect.
So pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so that's the personal domain. We've talked about the daimyo seals, the resource tracking, and this action triggering. The final piece, which is one of my favorite mechanics,
Okay.
is the lantern bonus. And I have a sneaking suspicion that if you don't pay attention and build on this mechanic, you will find it a lot harder to win this game.
Okay.
So listen carefully. This is very important. You might be wondering why on earth you would pick a lower value dice on the left of the bridge. When you pick the dice on the left of the bridge, you're also triggering this lantern bonus, as you can see by the symbol.
Okay.
The lantern bonus is going to trigger this lantern space at the bottom of your board. At the beginning of the game, you're probably going to start with one thing to trigger that, right? You'll probably start with one card. It will have a symbol on it.
Okay.
So if you do anything that triggers a lantern bonus, you basically just look at everything that you've got built up on this space and you gain that thing. So in this instance, I've only got one heron. So I would basically advance one space on the heron track, which I haven't yet explained, but I will. There's a lot going on in this game.
Yeah, that doesn't look like there is, but there is a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. But it all comes together nicely.
Yeah. I imagine it's like a Great Western Trail sort of comes together.
That's a good comparison, yeah. Now, during the course of the game, we talked about triggering the White Castle and taking a card from a space in the White Castle and adding it to your board, right? Now, the cool thing is at the start of the game, you'll start with a card already there. So what happens is when you take a card from the White Castle, the first thing you're going to do is flip this one over into your lantern space, and then you'll replace that empty space with the one from the White Castle. Now, let's say you did that again in the future, you do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Move this one down and replace it with a new one. And so that you can see that every time you trigger a White Castle space, you're making your lantern space more and more powerful. So this becomes the engine that you build during the game.
It's getting brighter.
It's getting prettier by the minute.
Perfect.
Multicolored and super powerful, right? Because later on you might have, I don't know,
Yeah, right.
5-6 cards in there. So in this example, 3 heron and $1. But there can be lots of stuff in there. So cover the lantern bonus. Now onto the heron track. The heron track is another way to gain victory points at the end of the game. And I think it's meant to represent the passage of time. So you can see that each zone in the heron track is represented by a season. And the way you move on the heron track is any action that has this bird icon on it and a number. So if I was to trigger this action, I would move my piece 1 on the heron track. And it's only valuable if you get past the first season. Now, when you get to the end of the season, you then have to pay a daimyo seal to move into the next season. So to do that, I would have to spend one of these. And now at the end of the game, I would be getting 3 victory points.
Is it spend one of these and have a heron symbol?
To move it, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So that all happens simultaneously. If you get to the end of this track, you now need to spend 2 daimyo seals next time you want to move your heron. But then at the end of the game, you'd be getting 6 victory points.
Perfect.
So you can see how the further you are on that track,
Yeah, that's very lucrative up here.
very lucrative up there. And the other thing that this determines is also the turn order at the start of the next round. So whoever is higher on the passage of time track will then be starting first in the next round.
Perfect.
All right, Ralph, I think we might be ready to play. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's give it a go. I'm quite nervous and I don't think I'm going to win, but we'll give it a go. I'll try my best.
Okay, so let's start the game.
Round one.
Round one. Now, the first thing we need to do before we even start is draft our starting cards and our starting resources. So I've randomly chosen that I'm going to be going first.
Perfect.
Not biased at all. But because I'm going first in the turn order, you'll get to pick which starting cards you want to start with. It's a bit of a mouthful. So there are 3 pairs of cards here. You have to choose a pair that you want. The card on the left is going to go into the space here beside your workers, and the card on the right is going to tell you how many starting resources you'll get, and how much money and daimyo seals.
Okay, well, I'll grab this guy because it looks like there's a lot of options with resources, and just being able to go into the White Castle sounds like it's the name of the game. So
Yeah.
so this one, he said, goes in there,
Yes.
and this, I just gain all the things.
You gain all the things.
Perfect.
So you'll be ready to go.
I'll get 1 Mother of Pearl. They should have just called it Pearl.
I should have.
Like Mother of Pearl.
Mother of Pearl. I mean, you can just call it whatever.
I'm going to call it a mop.
I call everything whatever I want. I call this the rice pudding, even though I don't. It
looks just like
a bowl.
rice.
I think it's just a bowl of
a
rice.
bowl of rice.
But to me, it's pudding.
I think I've gathered all my resources now, which is great.
Amazing. Okay. I'm going to pick this one, and I'll tell you why. I typically go for the cards that have a starter lantern bonus, because I like that little leg up. But it means I get less of everything else. So,
What is
you win
the
some of
next
those.
bonus again? Oh, you get something tucked in.
You get something tucked in, yeah. So it's nice to have something to start with there. You also get something tucked in. I just get a second thing. So you flip that over now.
Oh, look at that. You get an iron.
You do get an iron.
Look at that.
And I will get a couple of pearls, 1 iron, and $4. Sadly, I get no pudding. And then I'll flip this guy over. I will get an iron and a daimyo seal for my lantern. All right, cool. Okay, we're ready to begin. So,
Round one.
round one. What am I actually doing here? I think I'm going to start by looking for maybe a resource or a White Castle action. Did I get any? I didn't get any daimyo seals to start with, did I? No. So I'm a little bit poor.
What are the daimyos? Oh, the orange pill thing.
Yeah, that's right.
The flower.
I think a really nice action for me would be to take, because this is a high number on the lantern bonus, even though it's on the left of the bridge.
Oh, just the fact that it's a lantern bonus.
Yeah. So I think I might take this one.
And you seem to be all about the lanterns.
I am all about the lanterns. I don't know if I'm giving my strategy away, but okay. So I'm going to first of all trigger the lantern. So I get 1 iron and 1 daimyo seal, which I'm a bit poor on. So that's good. And then I'm also then paying $1 because my 4 is 1 less than the 5 there. And then I'm triggering the White Castle action. So I'm going to be sending a courtier. So first of all, I need to spend $2 to send him to the gate. And then I'm going to spend 2 Mother of Pearl to move him up. I think I would like to replenish my Mother of Pearl, but there's nothing that replenishes Mother of Pearl.
Yeah.
So I might just trigger. So I might go here.
I didn't see that location.
Yeah, I know. It's so many places. One thing I didn't mention, which is probably worth explaining really quickly, is that the only way to reach the specific room in the second level is to come from, you can't leap from the rightmost room into the leftmost. Okay, so I'm going to flip this guy and put him in my lantern space and plug this one here. And then the light colored action I'm going to trigger is my lantern bonus.
Why do you trigger that, sorry?
So whenever you take a card from the White Castle and you place it in your personal space, as a reward, you get to trigger 1 light colored bonus card.
That's pretty handy.
It is pretty handy. And now I'm actually second guessing whether I should have done my money and well, because the well is actually pretty sweet as well. But I do want to move up on the heron, so I'm just going to do the lantern bonus. So I get 1 more iron, a daimyo seal, and a heron. So I'm going to be moving this guy up 1 there. All right, I'm done.
Nice. I'll grab this 6 and just chuck it there.
Okay.
I'll then get a warrior.
Just collect your money first.
Oh, you get one.
You get $1.
Perfect. And then I'll get my warrior,
Yep.
which is this one. And I will spend 1 iron to chuck him there.
Yep.
Because I only have that. And that's pretty much it, right? Oh no, now I get to trigger this,
You do.
which will give me a white part of the scroll
Yes.
of any of them.
Yep.
Gain 2 fans. What do the fans do again?
So the fan is a victory point.
Right, I do like the sound of that. And that's go to the well.
Yes. And then you get to use the well.
All right, let's do that. Let's get 2 victory points just so I can say I'm in the lead. and I'll use the well, which will get me another orange one. It will get me a rice, and it will get me a mother of pearl.
That's a pretty good action.
I don't know.
No, I think that's good. And the only other one that I would have thought about picking is maybe the 3 resources, because then you could sort of set up for a future thing that you're trying to achieve.
But I do like the feeling of winning.
But you're winning, so you know who.
You need a come from behind story here. So
Yeah. All right. So it's my turn. I'm going to think about what I'm going to do here. I've got a lot of iron, so I feel like I should send a warrior out somewhere. Now, we've used up all the spaces down there. So the only way to send a warrior out would be to use this action down here. Or this one up here. That's a pretty good one too.
it's just this one because it costs you money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I do have a lot of daimyo seals, so I mean, I could afford it. Not to brag or anything. But I think what I'm going to do, just in the spirit of continuing with my lantern. Oh no, I can't do that because I want to use that one. What's another good white action I could take? Oh, that's nice.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I could take the white dice, which triggers my lantern, place it here to get $2, and then trigger this, which gets me lantern again. So I could double lantern.
Double lantern.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I don't really know what it's going to help me do in the future, but I'm going to do it.
It sounds fun.
So I'm going to take $2. Trigger that. So that gets me a... Well, actually, first of all, I've got to trigger the lantern. So I'm going to do 1 iron, 1 daimyo seal, and 1 heron. Then I'm going to trigger that, which gets me 1 pearl and the lantern again, which is another iron, another daimyo seal, and another heron. That is my turn.
So how do we track our actions that we have remaining though? Like, is it just when so many dice are left over, or
When 6 dice are on the board,
Okay.
or when only 3 are left.
right?
That's how you track.
Okay. Well, I'll grab this 5, gain $1, and I'm able to put a gardener out. And I can put it on the orange or the black die area. It doesn't have to be orange die because that's what's orange.
No, you can put it anywhere.
Perfect.
Anywhere.
So that is for 3 silver. I can go to the White Castle, but it cost me 4 rice. I have 2 rice to go there.
You can only really afford the top one
left
here
one,
or the one on the bottom.
Yeah, I'll take the top left one, I think. So it's going to cost me 2, and it's going to give me 2 rice every round.
2 daimyo seal.
Yeah, and that will give me 2 rice every round, right?
No. It costs you 2 rice to play your person there, and it would get you 2 daimyo seals at the end of each round.
Oh, okay. Sure. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. Cool. So my final turn in the round. I've got a lot of iron now. I really need to send someone to the training grounds. Right. So I'm going to take this 4. I'm going to play it here, and I'm going to trigger the warrior action. I'm going to pay 5 iron to send a warrior up to here. There we go. And in doing so, I'm going to get my 3 rice resource. And then I'm going to trigger a white die action. I really want to take... Really want to take this one again. So I'm going to get 1 mother of pearl and then trigger the lantern. So I'll get an iron, daimyo seal, and a heron. I feel like I'm repeating myself every time I do that.
No, it's a good strategy.
That's me.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I think I may as well actually just get something in the white castle. So, there has to be a white die for this one.
For that one, it has to be white.
Oh,
yes.
okay. I was relying on using the pearl.
Well, you do have 2 pearl already, so you will be able to
Oh, that's true.
send someone and move someone up.
That's true. And iron will help me later anyway. Iron helps us play. Okay, so I'll get my 2 iron on 2.
Yeah.
And then I can put a lady in the white castle, a courtier.
Yep.
So there she goes. And then for the cost of 2.
So first of all, you got to pay
the 2 silver.
$2 to send your courtier to the gate.
Yep. And then my 2 mother of pearl to move her up in one of these sections.
That's right.
Is there a reason you don't take the card?
You do take the card.
But did you take the card?
Yes,
Okay,
that was this one.
okay.
So then it was replenished. You can occupy the same room as me as well. We can all be in the same room.
Cool. All right. So for my turn, I'm going to take this black die over here and place it there. So it's going to gain me $3.
Yep.
I will then spend a daimyo seal. Daimyo seal? I don't remember.
I say it both ways
Sure.
inconsistently,
Okay.
so don't look to me for advice.
Then I can take a garden action.
Yep.
So the cost of the 3 silver that I had just gained, I will place out a gardener, which me fool this guy?
Mm-hmm.
To
Nope, that's a courtier.
which one's the gardener?
The middle guy.
The middle guy. Okay. To place the middle guy here. Now for that cost, it gives me a.
Well, first of all, you got to place it here. It's
Oh,
going to cost
okay.
you 4 rice.
Oh, I thought that was the cost.
No, that's the bonus action you get at the end of the round.
Well, I don't have the rice because
Rewind again.
I got that confused. I thought I paid on the left hand side like every other place that you pay. So in that case, that was not a genius turn to.
I was really curious where it was going, and now I'm disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
To rewind.
That's both of us. I'll just do what I did before. So I'm going to take the 6 here and get my 2 iron and then put a courtier in the white castle here.
Yep.
Spend my 2 mother of pearls to move her up 1.
So you paid the $2 to go to the gate?
I will now.
You will. Yeah, pay the toll.
Forgot that was there. So I can move up 1. And she'll go over here. And I'll take the 2 bonus. All right, cool.
And then the other thing you can do is move your card in your personal space.
But I take the card, don't I?
Yep, flip it over.
It's a heron thing.
There you go. And then put the new one there.
Perfect.
All right, we are at the end of the round. So let's do the end of round actions. So the first thing we do is we take all the dice away. So that's going to all reset.
Do I get my 2 bonus things?
Yes, you do. So you had a dice on that bridge, so you can have 2 daimyo seals.
Amazing.
Now, one thing to note is that these end of round actions happen at the end of round 1 and 2, because you can see the little symbols there, but not at the end of the 3rd round.
Perfect.
We're going to move to round 2, and then the other thing is we just look at turn order because I'm further on the time track. The turn order stays as it is. And then we re-roll and we start again.
Do our meeples come off the board?
No,
Oh, perfect.
meeples stay where they are. They are stuck there. I'm missing a black dice from your personal space. There we go.
Excuse me.
I'm getting all up in your personal space.
Wow.
All right. So you're still winning, Ralph, isn't that?
I'm on 2 points,
Isn't that great?
0-0. It does feel nice.
Okay.
Let's call it there. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a pleasure. Congratulations on
Thank
winning.
you.
Okay, no, it's my turn first, and the game continues. So I need to think about what I want to do. I really want to send someone to the castle, so I'm going to look for a castle action here. Is there a good, cheap castle action? I feel like I could take this one.
Yeah, you want the cheap for the lantern bonus.
I want the lantern bonus, but the lantern bonus would be horrible. It would cost me $2 just to get that action.
I feel sorry for you.
Very sad. There is no other viable castle action, so I'm just going to take the standard one with the... I'm going to take the... Ooh. All right, I'm going to take the 6, plug it. I want to stop you from getting the iron, because that's warrior, because that's probably what you're going to go for next. And I will get $1 for that. And then I'm going to take the castle action. So I'm going to spend $2 to send a courtier over to the gates. And then I'm also going to spend 2 mother of pearl to move a courtier up. Now, do I want to get to the next level? I think I do. I think I'm going to send this fellow up to here. Oh, I can't. I literally said I'm not allowed to do that job.
You have to go to this one.
Yeah. You know what? Let's do that. Oh, but then I wouldn't. This is very tough.
Yeah, it does suck.
It really sucks. Okay, I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to take this one. Okay, so firstly, flip this guy over. It goes there. This one takes its place. And I'm going to take the bottom action there, which is 1 rice and a lantern, which is now an iron, a seal, which I can't use. Technically, I could quickly change 2 seals for a resource, so I'm going to do that, and then gain a daimyo. So I'm going to exchange that for a... Actually, I'm going to take a mother of pearl. Then a heron. I need to spend a daimyo seal for that. And then gain $1. That's me.
So I'll replenish the card.
Yes.
I feel like I need Mother of Pearl, and there's only like one real lucrative way to do that. So I feel like I should just go for that. So, but then like the whole turn is just getting the Mother of Pearl.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what you need to do as well.
Yeah, like a slow turn to have a fast turn later.
That's right.
Sort of thing. All right, well, on my turn, I basically went here and just grabbed the 3 Mother of Pearls.
Whoa, very good. Okay.
I feel like I'm robbing the White Castle.
Of the pearl.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've set up for a future turn,
Hopefully.
hopefully. And I need to figure out what my current turn is going to be. I do have a lot of rice, so it'd be nice to send a gardener out. And I feel like I could do it from...
Is this action? There's a guy down here, or yeah, you can do that one.
Yeah, there's a few options. I really want to trigger a lantern, so I think I'm just going to go for... Oh, this is going to hurt. I'm going to do it. So I'm going to take this black die and put it here. Well, that's a silly... Is that a silly move? Because I could take that one instead, and it's cheaper. So let's do that.
Oh, costume. Oh, because you're using that one. Okay.
Yeah, if I use this one, I have to spend the same amount of money, the $2, to take that action. But it doesn't cost me a daimyo seal. And I get to send a gardener out, which I'm going to do now. I'm going to spend 4 rice. And I'm going to put a gardener here. And that is my... Oh no, that's not the whole turn because I used my lantern bonus dice. So I get an iron, a seal, a heron, and $1. Duh.
All right, let's see how we go with this one. So I'll do that. I'll trigger my lantern bonus, which gives me a steel and a heron. I'm on the heron.
Right? Hey, he's on the board.
Then I can gain a hell to do a lantern, or I can just...
You spent $1 for that action as well, didn't you?
I will. I'll just get 2 Mother of Pearls, so now I'm on 5 Mother of Pearls.
How did you get 2 Mother of Pearl?
Isn't that...
No, but that's an orange die, my friend.
Oh, I'll just use the orange die then. Whereas...
Then you don't trigger the lantern bonus.
Yeah, because it's still the least value. No, it's only 1 die left.
No, it has to be the die on the left of the bridge.
Oh, it doesn't just like become...
No.
Right, okay. So in that case, I'll move back my heron and I'll move down my steel 1.
Okay.
So you take this die here and get the 2 Mother of Pearls.
Great.
In that case, it doesn't cost me $1.
No.
Cool.
Happy days. Okay. This will be my last action of the round. Right, so the orange die has been exhausted.
Yeah.
See, that's the tricky thing now. If I take a black dice and then you take the last one, I wouldn't get my bonus.
I wouldn't do that to you.
I know you wouldn't. You're a nice guy. So maybe I should take a white dice just to be safe, even though you said you wouldn't do that to me.
That's right. It's a cooperative game, right?
Yeah, we're playing with each other. That sounds weird. Okay. I've got an idea. I'm going to take the 4. So that one moves across. I'm going to trigger my personal space here, my personal domain. It's going to cost me $2. But then I get 2 mother of pearl. And I also get a rice. And I get to trigger my lantern. So I'll get an iron, a seal, a heron, and $1. And that is me.
There's only really like 2 worker spots left. So it's just these guys in the middle. I can do black or white.
I mean, to be fair, the one really useful one is still remaining down the bottom there.
Well, that's to go to the garden, right? And I have...
Or to the White Castle.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, see how it's got an arrow pointing both ways?
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, I forgot I could do that. I completely forgot I could do that.
I kind of forgot too, because I think I should have done that instead.
Right. Okay.
But I didn't have enough Mother of Pearl, so I did that.
Yeah,
for a
that's
reason.
true.
Whereas you've built yours up very
I
nicely.
can do 2 Mother of Pearl movements.
You actually have a very good White Castle move in that.
Yeah, may as well. So it'll still cost me 2 silver to get meeples there, so I'll take that as a White Castle action.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put another courtier out in here for the cost of 2. And I'll spend 5 Mother of Pearls, which is all my Mother of Pearls, to do 2 Mother of Pearl movements.
Yep,
I can move this one.
you can.
Okay, so
Or you can move the one at the gate.
I can mix and match, right?
No.
Oh, you can't.
So you have to take it as a single 2 move.
All right, well, in that case, all right. All right, so I'll go up here and I'll take this card.
No, you take it from where you land.
Oh, okay.
So like your final room destination. So that one, if you're moving that one, it needs to move up to the 2nd level. And then
go
you would
here?
yep, and then you can take the card.
And I'll take this card.
Great.
Then this card gets flipped over. And this card goes here. And I can take...
Only the white background action.
Right. That's annoying. Okay. And that's to take a well action and 2... Oh, that's just to take a garden action, which doesn't do anything for...
But that's black background. You need to take the white.
Oh, which would be 2 points and the well.
Yeah.
Okay, next line. I'll get 3 goods. In that case, I'll get 3 of the Mother of Pearls. Perfect.
Nice.
And that's it.
You can mix and match the goods. So you could do like 2 Mother of Pearl and 1 of something else, if you wish.
I'm fine with that for now.
Okay.
Yeah. So what's the benefit of the top card as well?
The benefit is you get the lantern bonus triggers plus that thing.
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
which is pretty handy.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the end of the round.
That's it.
Yeah. So let's do end of round bonuses. So first of all, I can trigger this if I want.
So for cost of 3 silver, you can do a gardener action.
Yeah, the tricky thing, so I can trade a daimyo seal for a silver. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 2 daimyo seal and my final silver and 1 rice to send a gardener into this little space here. And then, I don't know, like, this is a question for all the people out there. Could I then trigger this bonus because I've added a gardener there? I don't know.
Do you normally, though, when you take a garden action?
No, it's because...
I didn't. I thought I did it at the end of the round.
Well, this is the end of round bonuses, right? So I've done this as an end of round bonus, which got me this, which could trigger that, but I don't know if it does.
I don't know.
Let's assume not, because I don't want to get into the complexity. So that's me, and then you can't trigger that one because there's no dice. And then we move this one down. Turn order stays the same, and then we re-roll. And we continue.
I'll roll the orange.
I'll do white.
653.
I got 652.
I'm winning. 2 points for me.
2 points for Gryffindor. And you are actually still winning somehow in this.
I'm on 2 points.
You're at 2 points. I could win you the whole game.
It really could.
Look at this glorious roll.
It has me nervous that
1-1-2.
we have a tile that says 40 plus points, and I'm on 2 points right now. Me thinking I'm sitting pretty. But yeah.
It's just a low
So
score.
you're still first player, right?
I am still first player. All right.
Last round.
It is the last round. So let's try to maximize what we do here. I've got 3 Mother of Pearl. I could send a courtier up if I wanted. I would really like to trigger my lantern. So I'm going to try to see.
You're taking the lantern bonuses, which shortchanges you as well.
Okay,
Don't forget you have a personal stash going on too.
I do. All right, I'm going to trade a daimyo for $1. I'm going to take the 3 orange. Now that opens up the 5 as a really good lantern bonus dice, but oh well, I'm going to do this. So I spend $1 to take this action. And first I trigger the lantern bonus. So I would get 1 iron, 1 seal. Oh god, there we go. 1 heron, and $1. And then I'm going to trigger the action there, which is $2 and lantern again, which is iron, seal, heron, and $1. Done.
Alright, well, I'll take the orange die and trigger Sedley into the bonus. I can still go here. It's just going to cost me 1.
Correct.
Yeah, perfect.
But you're going to get it back because you've uncovered your
That's
$2.
correct. Yeah, that's my master plan.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I'll spend the 1, then I get 3.
Lantern first, because that's when you take it, it triggers instantly.
Oh, okay. So we'll do the lantern first. So I get a iron, I get a heron. I'm on the heron run, and I have a silver. Look at that. Got it back already.
Nice.
So I'll gain my 3 rice, and I'll get my 2 silver.
Yep.
Then I can take a warrior action.
Oh, that's super handy. You got a lot of iron.
I do, which will take me straight to this top warrior spot for the cost of 5. So I have 1 iron remaining. Then I may trigger any white action. Do I get both of those things?
You get both.
Ah, so I'll get 3 more rice.
Yeah.
My rice is coming up. Then I can trigger any white action.
White dice action.
White die action. Wonderful. Okay, I see something going on here. I will trigger. I thought I saw something going on here. I was like, I knew what I could do, and then I'm like, where did I see that a second ago? All right, so white die action. Oh, this one. So it's a white die,
Yes.
and I can take another warrior action.
You can.
So for the cost of 1, I can place another warrior there, and I have exactly 1 iron.
Oh, far out.
Now-
Combo heaven.
I may trigger any card action.
Any white
White-
background, white castle action. Yeah.
That's incredible. I'm liking this game, Leo. It's just really cool. My
He
rice
says
is
as soon as
already-
he gets a combo.
Well, I had to learn what that means, the combos. I think I might just keep it simple and take this. The 1 mother of pearl.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to get 2 mother of pearls here. 1, 2. It's now on 5 mother of pearls.
That's pretty good.
That's me. That's my turn.
That's a great turn. I'm very jealous of your turn.
Thank you.
How can I catch up to you?
Do you think I'm with...
You are. You're winning by 2 victory points.
Oh,
I'm going to
okay.
take this. I'm just going to go do something different. Oh, is that a bad idea?
Yes, it's a
It's
terrible...
such a horrible idea. Let me just think about that, because I don't get a lot of rice, but I don't really need rice right now.
I have a lot of rice. I don't know what to do with it because...
Send more gardeners out.
But do they do anything there to the game?
By the way, you have a courtier in your gardener space.
Oh, I probably just moved it by accident. I didn't gain. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I did. I gained the 2 gold, so I'll just take back 2 gold.
Okay.
What are gardeners at the end of the game? Are they points?
They get you victory
Oh,
points.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
just
yeah.
left it with...
So the moment you've got
Yeah.
3 victory points from that gardener.
All right, yeah, I can send out a few gardeners. We'll see how...
But remember, the warriors and the white
they
castles get a nice
multiply,
combo
anyway.
too.
That's the plan.
Yeah, I mean, you've already got 3 warriors and 2 courtiers. Like, the more you bump that up, this is quite dangerous for me.
Oh, damn it. I realized I could have bumped that up a bit better, but that's okay. What are you thinking, Dave?
I'm thinking to send a warrior. I've got a lot of iron,
Yeah.
so I really need to spend it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. So I need to... So which warrior space can I use? I could use the black die one there. That's going to cost me $2. Let's do that, because then I can get a lantern bonus. So do that. Get my lantern. So that is going to be a anvil, a seal. I feel like I'm saying this all over again. The heron, which cost me 2, because I'm going into the next
You're
zone.
at 6-point territory now.
Yeah, and $1. And I trigger that, which costs me a seal and gets me a warrior. And my warrior is going to go up here again. So that's going to cost me 5 iron. And then I can get 3 rice and then trigger a white die space. This is as far as I've thought. Now I need to figure out what to do with that. So I could send another warrior out, actually, because I've got 2 iron left, and that would be pretty sweet. So let's do that. So let's spend my 2 iron. Oh no, I can't. It's either 1 or 3. So I'll spend 1 iron. Okay, I've got a crazy idea. I had 2 iron. I can trade in my 2 last seals for a 3rd iron, and then spend all 3 iron to send a guy up to here. Now, that gets me a black dice bonus.
See, I thought about doing that last round, but the
Yeah.
multiplier scoring was the same. That's why I didn't do it.
That's a good
but
point.
Maybe the black die is worth more to you.
Well, what's worth more to me is, yeah, that black die actually looks pretty sweet.
Okay.
But I haven't really thought that far ahead.
No, like the black is better than the white.
The black is better, right? But I don't know what to do with it. Actually, I'm just going to take the gardener action because then I get more victory points. So I got three rice. 3 rice gets me 5 victory points.
So I can't go there now, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm done.
Yeah, nice.
Phew.
Cool. So I'm going to take this die here to go there to take $1.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take this white castle action. And I'm just going to spend 5 of my white pearls things here, mother of pearls, to move something up twice. This guy's going to come after top.
No, amazing.
He's going to then go here. So he will trigger my lantern.
Yep.
So that's going to give me an iron. My heron moves up and I get a silver. Then I can take a white card action.
Yep. A white background scroll action.
So I'll take this one for 2 victory points, furthering, solidifying my victory. And then I'm going to take the garden action.
No, you can't. You get to take the 2 victory points in a well.
Oh, that's the well. I thought it was the garden.
No, sadly.
In that case,
Take it back.
do you mind taking back my...
He doesn't want us to lose.
Yeah, I want to give the viewers something to, mull over. Is he going to win? Is he not? We'll take the 2 heron movement instead.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay, great. So my final turn. I'll take this. Go there. Keep it simple. Give $1. Pay $2. Send a courtier to the gate. And then I can advance a courtier 1 space up. And I think I just want to maximize how many people I have in the white castle. So I'm going to move this guy up. And I'm going to place him in here so that I can take this because I want to take the fan. So I'm going to trigger the fan, or I could trigger the lantern, but I don't think it's going to really maximize my victory points at this point. So I'll just take the plain victory points.
Even things up.
Yeah. Well, that's my last turn.
Nice. Yep. All right, cool. So I will trigger my lantern. So that happens first. So I get an iron. I move my heron up. So I do spend 1 of those to go into victory point lane.
Yep.
And we get a gold as well. I'll place the die there, which costs me the gold. I can then do this action here, which is spend 1 of these to do a garden action. I'll spend my 5 rice, so I have 1 rice remaining, to place another gardener in the field, and this one's going to give me 9 points. So that sounds like a good one.
That's a great one.
And I think that is it.
Wow. So that is the end of the game.
Good.
Very good game. So this is how we do the end of game scoring. We're just going to go through each zone and look for those golden fans. We'll also look at money, remaining money. So you add up remaining money and daimyo seals, and every 5 of those gets you a victory point. And then your resources that are on or above that line will give you some victory points.
Perfect.
All right, so let's go zone by zone. So first of all, starting with the gardening zone, you have 12 points, I believe.
So
that takes you up to 14.
Amazing.
I've got 13 points, so that takes me up to 15.
Nice.
We'll do warriors next. Actually, no, let's go left to right. We'll do courtiers next. So you have 1
16.
on the 6, you've got 1 on the 10, so that's 16, no one at the gate. So 16 takes you to 30. I've got 3 on the lower level, so that'll be 9 points. I didn't do quite as well there.
2 on the lower level. Oh, this guy down here, I didn't see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that takes me to 24. Oh, I'm falling behind. And then we'll do the warriors. So you have one guy here. So 2 times
16.
2.
Yeah.
Is that right? So 2 times, so that one's 4. And then this one's 2 times 2 is 4. So you've got 8.
I thought it was double the score value.
No.
Okay, cool.
No. Sorry. Didn't explain that well.
That's fine.
Okay. So what did we say? 8?
Hey.
So that takes you to 38. Mm-hmm. And then for me, I've got 2 of these guys, each worth 2. So 4 times 3 is 12, just for this training round. And then this guy is another 3. So 15 in total.
Nice.
Takes me to 39. Oh, so close. So that's that scoring. Then we've got to do the heron. So you get 3 for your heron. So that takes you up to 41. Yep. So you get to use that fancy token.
That's fine. However you want to use it.
Okay. And then for me, I've got 6. So that takes me to 45.
Nice.
And the final piece will be resources and money.
So you said every 5 is a point?
Yes.
So it's 1 point.
Yeah. And that is the end of the game.
Good game. Well done.
42. Very close in the end.
Closer than I
You did very well for your first game.
It clicked for me that last 3 actions or so.
Honestly, you had some huge combos, and I was super worried that you were gonna shoot ahead.
The mid game I kind of got it, and then at the end of the game I think it really clicks for me.
Yeah, nice.
This game. It reminds me of some similar games that I've played, so that made it a bit easier for me.
What did you feel that was similar to?
To be honest, Hadrian's Wall.
Oh, really?
A little bit.
I've not played that.
That is a flip and roll and write game, I guess. But it's all about placing your workers to chain combos, essentially. And I really like this because the cards are the combos, and you're kind of like, well, that new card came out. That's interesting. I'm interested in that card. How do I achieve it? So, hindsight, I would have done things slightly differently, but would have ended up pretty similar.
What do you think you would have done more of or less of in the future game?
Well, look, I ended up with a lot of gold, right? So I was like, okay, maybe I could have afforded to trigger my lantern bonus. And although on the surface you're only getting 1 or 2 things at a time, that can make a difference.
Yes.
And I hadn't realized you get these free actions here and there. I would kind of realize that when you did that. And I was like, okay, that's interesting too. And then pre-planning which card you take, because you know that card is going to end up here.
Yes.
Try and line that up with an action that you want to do.
Yes.
In the future.
There's a lot of thinking ahead that you can do in this game, which I think the downside of that is it could lead to a little bit of, decision paralysis in a way, because you're just sort of trying to think through every possible combination of options. But it's so much fun just to try to chain these combos together as well.
Yeah, definitely.
They're playing for future turns.
I love that feeling where all you're doing is placing one thing, but then you're doing 3 or 4 things after it.
Yes.
There's not many games that do that. I could count on one hand how many games you can do that that I've seen anyway.
100%. And I think all the mechanics come together really elegantly in this one. I did notice that we didn't use the well very much, and that is my thing, which is the well is a bit of a last ditch. I just need to collect some stuff, or I just need a cheap move.
I don't feel like you get a lot of things from it.
You do get a lot. Yeah, it does give you a lot.
Okay.
But no, you're saying the opposite.
I don't think you
get a lot.
It gets you 1 rice and 1 pearl, really.
Well, I mean, that's randomized with each game, but
Sure.
The daimyo seal can be very valuable, especially if you don't have a good way of getting daimyo seals. I think I was lucky because I
guess
got
I
a
had
lot.
that a little bit already.
Yeah, I had that in my engine from early on with the lantern bonus, where I was getting a lot of daimyo seals. And I think the money aspect, because you can put any number on there and usually get some money out of it.
So if you can get a couple of herons in your lantern run, and there's so many ways you can trigger your lantern. You look at the board, there already is 1, 2, there's take a die.
Yes.
You can do it 2-3 times a turn if you plan for that.
Yep.
If you have 3 herons in here, you're getting to this territory so easily.
That's very true. Yeah. Do you think then that my initial assertion that the lantern is really important is true in that sense then?
I think it all depends on your tableau that you're building. I feel because if it's just gaining a lot of money, or it just depends on what you're going for.
That's true.
How do you want to score your points? Do you want to put your gardeners out, or do you want to go for the White Castle sort of thing?
Yeah. I do find that for me, if I do what I did in this game and focus on the lantern early, the random cards that I get in the lantern then kind of direct my strategy. So for example, if I'm getting a lot of iron from the lantern early on, then I'm going to be sending more warriors out than doing other stuff, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes you adapt your strategy as you build up your lantern.
So I know you can see the lantern card before it comes out, before it replenishes. Can you look on the underside, or is it a memory game?
No, I don't think you're allowed to look. Or I'm not sure about
so
that.
it's a memory thing then.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good question. I didn't think of that.
Because that's like if I see a heron thing there and I've already got one, I might want to take an extra effort to take that card.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can or not.
And it'll be interesting if you got that bonus as well. I don't know if it would have made too much of a difference for you, but yeah. But thanks for showing me. I really enjoyed it.
No, thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed it. And on to the next one.
Yeah. See you next time.
See you next time.